And our next guest, actually Victoria Toensing's client, Gregory Hicks, should be the story here, and he will be in a second. But welcome, Victoria. Thank you for coming on with us today. Appreciate it.
Delighted to join you.
Well, of course, you have become a part of the story here, and a big part of this story. After,
I should not be.
No, I realize that. Why don't you explain to the folks? You just heard Patrick Ventrell. It's not the first time you heard it. You just heard him call you a liar. Tell everyone why you believe, and you say he's misrepresenting what you said in the first place.
Well, he put words in my mouth that I never said, and then said because those words are false, I was making false statements. Here, I have documentary evidence. Chairman Issa wrote the State Department first on April 16th and then again on April 26th, asking for a process by which attorneys could be cleared so we could hear classified information and get the full story from our clients. So what the clever little State Department person did was said, well, I haven't heard of any employees coming forward, and I haven't heard of any lawyers coming forward. So he knew well that he didn't. I don't know anything about Chairman Issa or a member of Congress asking me for the process, and you had to do it that way. There had to be an organized process. Nobody on the committee knew how to get someone from the State Department cleared. And in addition, people don't know this who haven't been through it. In order to get cleared, you have to get the exact form the government wants you to have, and it's not like they're a dime a dozen. They have to send it to you with a specific identifying number on it. So it's a very specific process, and they refused. They just ignored until I went on TV last week. They just ignored the request by Chairman Issa to do it, and then he very cleverly said, well, I don't know any employee. That wasn't the point.
Right, so it was all being done through the chairman of the Oversight Committee, Chairman Issa.
Properly so.
Yeah,
right,
and that was the protocol. So it was just it was a game of semantics that he was playing, I guess.
Yeah, and then turning around and accusing someone of making a false statement. It's just like this State Department has no integrity. Well,
but that's another issue we're going to get to in a second. But are you still? Have you heard? I know over the weekend you were appealing actually via your TV appearance to Secretary of State Kerry to either apologize or have Mr. Ventrell apologize to you. Have you heard anything on that front?
Yeah, I was asking for Mr. Ventrell to apologize. And evidently, Secretary Kerry didn't have any integrity or class either. I should have been apologized to. Let me tell you our status. I'm right now in a car and had to change our original time for our interview because my husband, Joe diGenova, who has another whistleblower client, and I are headed for the State Department and have to be there at 1:30 in order to get what is only a temporary secret clearance. So we have to sign away our lives to get that. And the problem is we need top secret clearance. But they are clever, again, very clever, not going to give us top secret, and they can say, oh, we gave them clearances. But that's not sufficient for me to know everything from my client.
So in order to get background information that you need for his testimony on Wednesday, you need top secret clearance?
No, not for his testimony.
Okay.
But he is entitled, as a federal government employee under federal law, to provide Congress with all the information that they need in order to make decisions. So it wouldn't be in that unclassified setting that we need it. We're already ready to go on those issues. But that won't be the end of the story, and he's supposed to be able to tell Congress the rest of the story in a classified setting. But the State Department, they can't stop me from walking into that hearing room, but they can stop me from getting the clearances that I need to carry out my job.
We're talking to Victoria Toensing here on the Steve Malzberg Show. Her client is Gregory Hicks. He'll be testifying along with others, the so-called whistleblowers on Wednesday in the Benghazi hearings. What will your client be telling us?
Well, actually, Bob Schieffer, who knew, did a great job on Face the Nation Sunday, going through statements that my client had made to both the Democrats and Republicans in a session about 4 weeks ago. Then he took him through statements that Mr. Hicks made, which, like, for example, when I heard Susan Rice on television on the 5 shows, and she attributed it to a video, my jaw dropped. I'd never been in my country. And then he complained about it to the State Department. What was she doing? We always said it was an attack. And guess what? No one ever called him to prepare the talking points for Ambassador Rice. Now, why would you not do that?
And he was where on September 11th? Make it clear to the folks.
Oh, sure. He was the DCM, the number 2 person in the embassy, and so he was in Tripoli when the attack occurred. He'd gotten a call from the ambassador, but he hadn't caught it because he just caught it when he looked down at his phone. And so he dialed the number, and the first and last words the ambassador said to him were, "Greg, we're under attack." And then it cut off.
Was your client, no, I'm sorry, Victoria, was your client ever threatened? I mean, has he been threatened at all?
You mean by the State Department?
By any of his bosses, State Department, administration, anyone?
We'll go into those facts at the hearing, but let me just say in general, people don't threaten. They don't come up and say, "You better not testify." What they do is they say, "You know that job assignment that you had scheduled for that's going to start in June? Oh, it just got eliminated."
And okay, so you're saying that he has received that kind of bad news, shall we say?
I'm giving you in general.
Okay.
Listen on Wednesday, and you'll find out.
Okay. Now, of course, there's another whistleblower who is Mark Thompson, former Marine and the Deputy Coordinator for Operations for the State Department's Counterterrorism Bureau, who's allegedly going to testify that Hillary Clinton herself and a key aide tried to cut the department's own counterterrorism bureau out of the chain of reporting and decision making. I mean, how do you believe that when all is said and done, that Hillary is going to be as culpable as anybody in all of this?
Well, let's wait till we see what's all said and done. I'll tell you something interesting though about Hillary. The ARB, which is the Accountability Review Board, which was supposed to look into all this and tell whether any fault lay anywhere. And who said everybody who was at the senior management level just did great, and only the little people did poorly. When they did their review, they did not even interview Hillary. Now, how can you do a complete review of an account without interviewing the Secretary of State?
Very, very interesting. Okay, Victoria, thank you so much, and good luck with getting the security clearance. In regards to your husband as well, I've spoken to him over the years, and I know that you're both heavily involved with these whistleblowers, and stay strong.
Thank you very much. Have your listeners support us.
Well, I'm sure they will. Thank you very much. Victoria Toensing, ladies.